Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a walk through the southeast entrance of the monument as a way to illustrate how the architecture controls visual access to the interior of the henge, but also to the surrounding landscape. At the moment we're standing well beyond the entrance next to the bank, and it's not possible to see inside any of the interior, nor to get any particular good view of the landscape northwards. Our view is entirely dominated by the land to the south. But if I walk around the bank and make my way to the southeast entrance, and if you follow me around here, you get this really quite dramatic revelation. The whole of the interior opens up for us, as does this magnificent kind of panorama of the limestone, the White Peak to the north. Bear in mind, though, that in the 3rd millennium BC, the likelihood is that all or most of these stones stood upright, and that would have in effect created a screen through which you would only really have caught glimpses of the interior, even here as we're moving through the entrance. As we pass through those stones and past the screen, we have a really clear access to the central platform of the henge. You'll notice, though, these two large stones sitting on the ground here around the interior, and these seem to have stood upright and formed in effect a kind of screen or stage in the interior, and that adds a further nested space within the monument, so that even once you've reached the interior through that outer screen of stones, there's still a further space within which more private, more esoteric ritual ceremonies could have taken place. And indeed, to have a proper view of those, you would have had to be standing in the right location within the interior and be close enough in order to both see and hear the rites that were being undertaken. As we move away from the cove and towards the northwest, back towards the edge of the stone circle, we continue to get this framed and impressive panorama of the distant landscape. The henge behind us forms a sloping platform, and again we can see much of the interior. Leaving the henge and turning towards the east, we lose that sight of the interior of the monument, but we're getting a much nearer view, a much closer grained view of the surrounding landscape. And now the edge of Lathkildale comes into sight, and it's less about those distant horizons and the ridges in the distance, and much more about the local topography.